Hi, I'm Randy Alvarenga, and I play Lothier Van Linsen, and this is what you missed on Season 2, Episode 15 of Edge of Legend. We open in the middle of the Acadian desert. It's dark, desolate, and cold. A brand new adventurer wanders in the view. His name is Lothier Van Linsen, and he's been lost for quite some time. He's dehydrated, exhausted, and on the verge of collapse when an enormous scorpion made of stone emerges from the sands in front of him. He accuses Lothier of trespassing in the desert when he should be back home in his clear country of origin, Brack. The scorpion takes the muddy druid in his pincers, glaring at him unjustly, muttering something about Lothier being a chosen of the circle of mud. Frustrated, the scorpion releases Lothier and tells him to leave immediately, for his existence in the desert threatens the spirit's existence, and the elementals of the area have made a promise. He informs Lothier that there are 5 like him a little ways away, and that he should go to them before his presence disturbs anything else. Then, the scorpion shoots the confused man in an egg made of stone through the sands at lightning speed. Meanwhile, at the current party camp, they are enjoying a nice meal when out of nowhere, Lothier in the egg explodes from the earth, covering the adventurers in mud and sand. Lothier emerges from the pod, frightened and apologetic, but he's quickly taken in by the group. While everyone makes introductions, Lothier winces when he learns Morel is a former Acadian prince, knowing that the Acadian Empire is the reason why his homeland is so destitute. Ilona picks up on this and suggests the party go to sleep and take shifts watching for any more disturbances that night, gently pushing Morel and Lothier to take the same shift. With that, the night truly begins. Ilona and Dragon take the first shift, slowly learning a little bit more about each other. Dragon informs Ilona that he was once a Svagar bounty hunter from the north, before he was reborn in his current form. He doesn't know how he got there, but a few years ago, he woke up in the body of this young prince who seemingly had died. The sinister family of that prince kept Dragon hostage, raising him as if he were their child for years, until he was finally able to escape. He confesses that they're probably out looking for him now, and Ilona insists that the party will do everything they can to keep him safe. Lothier and Morel take the second shift. After a long while of tension, Morel finally addresses the obvious conflict between them. Lothier informs Morel that the reason he left Brack was to find a way to heal it. The land itself is in abject poverty because of Acadia's mistakes. Morel apologizes to Lothier for his nation's hand in his strife, and promises that if there is a way to save Brack, the party will find it. Lothier is only comforted by this for a short while when a wounded man with undead rot covering his body stumbles into camp. Lothier immediately wakes the rest of the party, and Ilona rushes to aid the struggling person. They discover he is a man named Titus, who was a hospitalier of the Platinum Hammer, tasked to protect the pilgrimage to the site of Megaw, the group of whom left only slightly before our adventurers. Ilona and Lothier immediately start to remove Titus's disease and bring him to a stable condition, realizing they will have to dedicate multiple days to nurse him back to health. The party then agrees that in the morning, they will head to the place where Titus was attacked to see if there are any other survivors. Ichi and Chionobis take the final shift. Looking out into the desert, Chionobis addresses the fact that she's become the avatar of death via Anubis without her prior knowledge. Ichi relates to this heavily, on account of her being able to see the spirits of the dead due to her family's sacred oath to fight for the living against Lady Muerte. Ichi and Chionobis look into the desert to see if Chionobis has picked up the similar ability to Ichi, and to Chio's surprise, the desert is swarming with ghosts. One in particular approaches them and asks if they've seen his commanding officer. Properly freaked, Chio looks to Ichi for assistance. When prompted further, they learn the ghost was one of the goddess Minerva's original 40 soldiers she was in charge of before she ascended to godhood. The soldiers were tasked to protect the clerics in charge of defeating the demon raids of the Looking Glass era, and none of them survived, much less learned their commander became a god. When Chiyo and Ichi inform him of this, he is understandably shocked and confused, wishing for nothing but peace. Ichi then sees before her a familiar scene. Her family's chosen path, El Phoenix, the life of the afterlife, looking from one side, and Lady Muerte, the peace of the afterlife, on the other. Chionibus can only see Lady Muerte, as the soldier asks both of them, what should he choose? Chionibus prompts him to really look inside of him, to see what he wants, because he simply looks tired. And the spirit chooses to retire the sword and rest with Lady Muerte. But not before a very tearful Minerva descends from the astral plane and holds the soldier tightly, professing how proud she was of him for fighting so bravely for the sake of others. And with that, the night is passed. In the morning, the party head to the place of the attack, only to find one remaining cleric. The party then take up the mantle of the hospitaliers before them and vow to escort the final survivors to the site of Minerva to complete their journey. Titus, who is steadily improving, informs the party that it is at least a 9-day journey to the site. There will be small towns along their journey, and they will pass through Ore before finally reaching their destination. Having not been to Ore since Alona left home, she's noticeably conflicted about returning. But the party heads on and reaches their first stop before long. And that's what you need to know about Season 2, Episode 15 of Edge of Legend. Make sure to tune in Wednesdays at 8 p.m. PST to Nat20 Productions' official channel on Twitch to catch the latest episode of Edge of Legend as they appear. We look forward to seeing you in chat as you become legends right alongside us. Thank you for watching.